2-1. Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to another day, another half day, another night of Northwoods League Baseball. My name's Scott Gladstone. I'm joined by Joe Byers alongside me. Joe, how you feeling today? Game 2 of a home-and-home doubleheader.
Oh, man, let's play two, Scott. You always love to watch a bunch of baseball in one single day, especially with 2 games. And nothing better than the state line rivalry between the Rockford Rivets and the Madison Mallards. Obviously, the Mallards, the better team record-wise, but Rockford plays them pretty.
All right, I believe we are back here. I don't know if we lost you for a little bit. Don't know what's going on. But we're back to try and bring you some baseball here. First pitch to Jimmy Burnett, swing and a miss. Jimmy Burnett, starting pitcher for the Rivets throughout his time here, getting his first crack.
Should I read off his batting stats or no?
I feel like you'd be saying 0 a lot as that ball misses. Count now 1-1 for Jimmy Flo. You don't have to tell us all the zeros because he hasn't had an at-bat yet. That one will miss. Count now 2-1. What do you expect to see from Jimmy Burnett making his debut at the plate tonight?
Well, we watched him take BP the other day, and I mean, he can put some on a ball. He had a couple nice line drives right there as he hits that one high and deep to right center.
It'll be right in Bermuda's triangle over there, and the center fielder will make a play. So 0 for 1 with a fly out for Jimmy Flo.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Should see how he goes as the day continues. Should be an interesting storyline to follow. Nonetheless, as he's not the first Rivet to struggle against the bats of the Madison Mallards. That one will hit the strike zone. Count goes 0-1 for Kean O'Brien at second base. Joe, a few days ago, Kean O'Brien hit a walk-off home run. You were in the dugout for that home run. What did you think of the, as the count goes 1-1, what was the reaction like in the dugout when Kean O'Brien walked it off?
Well, as that one's hit high and deep to right field.
Out of play for a foul ball.
Obviously, any walk-off home run was crazy, but that particular one was pretty big for the Rivets, especially with how good they've been playing lately. Another big win, especially getting the sweep, taking 3 out of 4 from the Rapids in 4 games. But they just wanted to get out of there at that point. It was an extra inning game. It was a long night. It's a long season. And everyone was pretty happy that he hit that home run, and he smoked it over the left field wall at a tough hitter's park, or pitching park, excuse me, at Rivet Stadium.
2-2 now to Kean O'Brien. Swung on. That one will be hit to shallow center, and the shortstop, Keeber, will come up or go back and make the play. Second out of the inning now. Due up Ryan Cole. Cole's been playing pretty well lately. The defensive alignment for the Mallards, Plantier in left. In center, Drew Ober. Right field, Trevor Boone. Infield is made up of Big B, Keeber, Schwecke, as that one's in for a strike on Cole. The first baseman is Jake Randa, and the catcher is Cal Greenfield out of the University of Florida. And that one will miss. Count now even 1-1.
Ryan Cole, Game 1, started for the Mallards, had a perfect game going as he fouls that one off, and Ryan Cole broke up the perfect game. Still had the no-hitter intact, but drew a walk in the 5th inning to break up that. Very patient hitter.
Yes, he is. That one will miss. Count will go 2-2 now. Jonah Smith last time out against Kalamazoo threw 2 innings and did not allow a hit. Struck out 1. 1, 2, 3 twice against a very good Kalamazoo squad. 3-2, swung on, fouled back. Off the inside of the ankle, I think, of Greenfield, the catcher. Count will stay full with 2 outs here. Top of the 1st inning for the Rockford Rivets versus the Madison Mallards. The series has already been clinched by the Madison Mallards. They lead 5-2 right now. The Rivets trying to make it a little more respectable at 5-3 if they're able to take one away from the Mallards in Warner Park. A very big task to ask of them. Swung on, just enough contact made, foul and out of play. Ryan Cole stays alive. 2.07 ERA for Jonah Smith. First game started out of 21 appearances this year. That one will miss. Ryan Cole, just like he did to break up the no-hitter, or the perfect game actually, from Watland, is able to break up perfect game from Jonah Smith here after 2 outs. Didn't make it as far as Watland. We'll say that. K. Bennell makes his way up now. He's playing third base for the Rivets today. Swung on, that one's high to left field. Charging on it is the left fielder Plantier, and it will drift foul out of play. Count goes 0-1.
Boy, he smoked that ball too. That ball went foul, but if that would have been a fair ball, that would have been a home run easily.
Ryan Cole over there on first is going. Bobbled by the catcher. That one maybe could go down as a pass ball, but it looked like he was stealing anyway, so probably it will end up being a stolen base for Ryan Cole. Pitch was a ball, count goes 1-1. Now to K. Bennell. Runner in scoring position is Ryan Cole. First opportunity for the Rivets. Already threatening way more than they did in the first 5 innings last game. Swung on, a miss. Count now 1-2. Runner still on second. Jonah Smith, 20th pitch upcoming for him. His longest appearance of the year was 3 innings against the Rockford Rivets in the 2-0 win. 14 innings in total was that game, as well as going 3 innings against Green Bay and picking up the win on June 1st. Swung on, fouled back by Bennell. Bennell playing in front of hometown crowd as he's out of the Madison area.
Stoughton to be exact.
Do you know how close that is?
Oh, it's probably like 45 minutes from here if I had to guess.
So the greater Madison area.
Yeah.
1-2, swung on, fouled back, stays alive.
Cade Bennell doing something that you haven't seen the Rivets doing that much, besides after the All-Star break, is having these long extended at-bats, and I think that's why we've seen them playing better, especially on the offensive side.
The thing that I think that the All-Star break did is, if that one hit the strike zone for strike 3, never mind. I'll finish my thoughts some other time. We'll be right back for the bottom of the first. Back here for the bottom of the first inning, the starting pitcher tonight for the Rockford Rivets is Dane Havman. Hits the strike zone to start us off here. 0-0 record, .81 ERA in 11 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts and just 4 walks. Joe, when you watch Havman pitch, do you get scared?
A little bit. I mean, he's not a guy who's been here for a long time, but he definitely is someone who's worthy of being here and one of the better players slash pitchers on the Rivets roster. He will be playing in the Dream Showcase, which is about a week from now. So
right here in Madison.
Yeah, just goes to show that definitely one of the better pitchers on the Rivets roster. He's got a lot of velocity to that fastball as well. Swing
and a miss there from Kieber. Makes the count 1-2 right now. Kieber leads us off. Batting second, Schwecke. Third, Randa. And as we get the 1-2, we'll bring the batting order, and the rest of the batting order. Second count goes 2-2 on the ball. Plantier 4, Vinsky 5, Ober 6, Justice Bigby 7, Trevor Boone 8. Oh, excuse me. Still feeling right dinner a little bit. And Trevor Boone 8th, and Cal Greenfield, the catcher, will bat ninth. The 2-2 swung on, weak contact up the middle. The field and throw in for Parker Bates over there on first base. Good snag on that one that could have gone in the dirt. A little bit of an errant throw from Havman, but the first out is a 1-3 ground out. Now up, Trevor Schwecke, the second baseman out of the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Schwecke has been, seems like very successful against the Rivets every time we watch them play.
Swing and a miss there. Count goes 0-1 for Schwecke. The 0-1 coming out, 1 out. Nobody on here. Schwecke, the number 2 batter in the Mallards lineup, misses outside there. Count goes 1-1, 87 on the gun from Havman. Oh, 1, thought about it, didn't go, hit the strike zone anyway. Count 1-2 now.
Yeah, nice backdoor breaking ball there.
72 on the gun on that one.
Havman with an 0-1 record this year and a .81 ERA in 6 appearances for the Rivets this season.
Swing and a miss there, and so Schwecke goes down fishing. And as Jake Randa comes up, Randa got the day off in the first game, or the game off.
That was good.
And I'm sure the Rivets weren't going to complain about that, but now Randa makes his way up for his first at-bat versus the Rivets today. Schwecke got the day off as well, so the Rivets seeing a couple new faces here in front of the Mallards home crowd.
Yeah, Randa, an all-star this year. Right now he's batting .318 on the season. One of multiple players on this, or in this lineup for the Mallards that is batting over 300.
1-0 is the count for Jake Randa after the first ball missed a little bit high. Swing and a miss there from Randa, comes up empty. 86 from Havman.
Havman's kind of got that sidearm release that might be difficult for a batter to read that out of his hands. Almost kind of like a not as slim Chris Sale, if you will. And obviously he doesn't throw as hard as him, but.
Well, and I was going to go with the more local comparisons, like, you know, there's, who am I thinking? Anthony Liedl, the Savages, they kind of have that weird lefty release.
Bit, yeah.
And as a swing and a miss there from Jake Randa, it is Havman mowing down 2 of the best, striking out. And we'll be right back for the second inning. Back here as the first pitch to Parker Bates is a ball, then he fouls one off. 1-1 pitch hits the zone to make the count 1-2 for Parker Bates, playing first base out of Louisiana Tech. Swung on that one, playing deep in in shallow right field is Schwecke, and he's able to make the snag for out number 1. Jacob Vanderwall makes his way up now. Didn't have his best day earlier with 4 strikeouts, but still a really great player, so you don't know what to expect from him. As that one will miss, count goes 1-0.
That's the nice part about playing the doubleheader today, too. I mean, you got the opportunity right away to get some more at-bats in, and obviously Brian Smith confident in Jacob Vanderwall. He's a good player, and he puts him right back into the lineup for game 2.
That one is popped up and out of play down the third base line. Count now even 1-1. Sometimes you just have off days where you can't get contact to the ball, and Jacob Vanderwall fell victim to that this morning. But you can expect a possible good bounce back game from him as that one misses outside. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. Jonah Smith's 30th pitch upcoming. Like I mentioned earlier, he hasn't had more than 3 innings of work this year, as that one will miss low. Count now 3-1. (3-1) to Vandy now. Swung on. Count will go full. Joe, how's Vandy done this season?
Well, right now he's batting .256. Started off really hot for the Rivets. Also had a pretty good stretch there right in the middle of the season. Also has 15 stolen bases on the year, 1 home run, and 19 RBIs.
Swung on, fouled that one back. Yeah, you take a look, there was a hot stretch where his average reached over 300. Since then, later in the month of July, has took a little bit of a tailspin as he strikes out there. Swings and misses there. And Vanderwall shakes his head as he walks off the diamond. He knows his potential.
Yeah, before today's game, he actually had 3 hits and 2 runs in the last game against Madison in a 7-2 Rivets victory. So he'll bounce back.
Hopefully. First pitch to Logan Michaels. Count goes 1-0 here with 2 outs. 88-mile-per-hour pitch from Jonah Smith there. That one swung on up the middle. A chance at short for Keeber, but it falls for the first hit of the game for the Rockford Rivets. First hit of the game for either side, that is. So Logan Michaels, playing in front of a hometown crowd, has a leadoff hit there.
Yeah, Logan Michaels, another name that we'll see in the Dream Showcase here next week. Originally went to Madison College, now transferring to Virginia. So obviously really good conference there in the ACC, and you'll definitely see some good competition out there.
Yeah, we were having a debate earlier in the office about what is the best baseball conference in America. I think SEC. Joe, where do you stand on the debate?
I mean, whenever I hear baseball, I'm not the biggest college baseball guy. Doing this with the Rivets actually got me really into it because we see a lot of players and we follow their careers a lot, obviously, in college. But from what I always heard or listened to, or ever when I heard about college baseball, I went with SEC too. But the ACC obviously is a pretty big power conference as well for baseball, and Oregon State in the Pac-12 winning the College World Series this year. So
that one up the middle, but good defense there from the second base, or the shortstop Keeber, and the throw to first for out number 3. Brendan Reback runs all the way, almost the right field foul pole there as he was really cruising, trying to get that infield single. Can't get it there. We'll be right back for the bottom of the third.
And the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 0-2 count here, 2 outs to the right fielder, Trevor Boone. Runners on first and second here. Finsky singled, and then Bigby walked. And the delivery from Habman. That one's going to be in there for a ball, so the count goes to 1-2 now. Boone batting 182 on the year for the Mallards. Had 2 hits in his last game, in game 1 earlier today against Rockford. 6'2", 215 pounds. That one's going to be dribbled foul. Goes to Oklahoma State, like I said, also a native of Oklahoma, Tulsa to be exact. He's a sophomore at Oklahoma State, soon to be junior. 2 home runs on the year, 16 RBIs. Havman comes set here, the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be just high for ball 2. 2's all across the board, 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And there's 2 runners on right now, too. There's really is just 2s everywhere right now as Havman comes set here. And the delivery. That one's going to be strike 3 looking there as Dane Havman walks off the mound. And Boone does not like the call there, but regardless, we will be back for the top of the 3rd inning relatively soon. We are back here in Madison. Game 2 match between the Rockford Rivets and the Madison Mallards. And that one is going to be strike one in there from Jonah Smith. The batter is Tim Lilly, not to be mistaken with Ted Lilly, former Cubs pitcher. That one's going to be a ground ball. Fair ball. Ooh, it looked like a fair ball. As manager Brian Smith pointing it out there for him. Looked fair from here, but not called fair regardless. So, foul ball there from Tim Lilly. That looked like it could have easily been an infield single. Justin Bigby fielded that one cleanly, but it would have been a tough play, but we will never know now. 0-2 count here. And Lilly, a little blooper out there to the second baseman, Trevor Schwecke, who misjudged that one a little bit, but makes a diving catch on a very awkward hit there. Looked like Lilly might have hit that right off the end of the bat. Schwecke thinking it was going to go over his head. Coming back in, making the diving play towards the infield for out number 1. Now batting Jimmy Burnett, the pitcher / designated hitter. You don't really hear that a lot. 0 for 1 on the night. Does not have any at-bats this year for the Rockford Rivets. Been on the roster for a long time. Mainly used as a pitcher as he sees strike one, 1-1 count now. It seemed like he was excited for the opportunity to get some swings in today. Manager Brian Smith mixing things up a little bit here. We see that a lot in some of these double headers. Today we saw Keane O'Brien catch a little bit. He told me he hadn't caught, well, he didn't remember the last time he caught. Jimmy Burnett, a little blooper over there down the third base line. That one looks like it's going to go just foul. Big B was sprinting after that one, but could not make the play. That one went into the bleachers out there, just behind third base. 2-2 count here to Jimmy Burnett. And the windup from Smith and the delivery. That one's going to be a base hit to left field. Right in between the shortstop and third baseman over there. A line drive. Jimmy Burnett goes opposite direction there. And Brian Smith looks like a genius right now for putting that guy into hit. And who knows, we might see him in that role more often now as Burnett's over there on first with 1 out. Now batting Keane O'Brien. 2 nights ago, he had a walk-off home run to beat the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters in the bottom of the 12th inning. He has been doing pretty well for himself at on the plate, or excuse me, at the plate so far this year for the Rivets, batting .324. Burnett dives back in there to first base as Jonah Smith tries to pick him off over there. I don't know if Jimmy Burnett exactly has wheels, but we doubted his batting abilities, so let's see what he does here. The 1-0 pitch to Keane O'Brien is outside for ball 2. And I'm sure the Rivets bullpen is getting a good chuckle out of Jimmy Burnett over there. I don't know if anyone really expected him to get a hit tonight. I don't know if he expected to get a hit tonight as Keane O'Brien hits a high fly ball in the infield here. Big B is going to settle under that one at third base for out number 2. Yeah, I was talking to Jimmy Burnett before the game, and I asked him what the over-under for hits was, and he said about .5. So he already exceeded that. Ryan Cole now coming up to the plate for his second at-bat of the game. He walked in his last at-bat. He was stranded at second in the first inning. Burnett gets his lead over there at first base. Smith comes set on the mound. And the delivery. Catcher whips it over there to first base. They seem to be very concerned about him. I don't know if they did their scouting report, but apparently they think he's got some wheels over there. Maybe he does. I'm not going to doubt Jimmy Burnett at all because clearly you don't want to doubt Jimmy Burnett. This guy is the jack of all trades. 1-0 count here to Ryan Cole. He hits a high fly ball to center field. That looks like it's going to be caught by Drew Ober, and it will be for out number 3. As we wrap up the top of the third inning, we now will head to the bottom of the third. We will be right back.
We're back here in the bottom of the third inning. Cal Greenfield will lead it off. Catcher out of Florida. Joe, how you doing?
Scott, I'm doing good. I'm still on high from that Jimmy Burnett line drive single. That was awesome. He's batting 500 this year.
Ball there to Cal Greenfield. Cal goes 1-0. 500 on the year for Jimmy Burnett.
I think he needs to. I think they need to bench him now so he can just with the highest batting average on the team.
That one is hit to third. A chance for Bunnell. Bobble and throw is going to be a little bit late. And let's see if that one will be an error or an infield single. That'll be an infield single. So an infield single there for Cal Greenfield. He's on first with no outs right now. As the man at the top of the order, Garrett Keeper, makes his way up. Perfectly hit ball there. And for the first time, the leadoff batter is aboard versus Havman. First pitch there just misses outside. Count goes 1-0. Ball misses there. Count now 2-0. Now with the runner on first, no outs. That one will hit the outside of the strike zone, called strike count, 2-1. Runner on first still. That one will hit the zone. Now it's 2-2. Garrett Keeper 0 for 1 today with a ground out right back to Dane Havman, his first time up in the bottom of the first. Joe, we're almost through 3 here. What are your impressions of the game thus far?
Oh, I like the way Dane Havman's pitching right now. Just seems to be in a good rhythm. Hopefully the Rivets bats can get going. Struggled to get some hits today. Obviously, we're held hitless until the 6th inning. But they do play the Mallards pretty well, and they haven't played that bad in this stadium so far this year. So it's fun to see Havman out there pitching, and hopefully we see a Rivets win after we get some run support here maybe.
That one swung on. Tim Lilly will flip for 1. The throw for 2. On the money. 6-4-3 double play. Nonchalant grab by Parker Bates there to finish off that double play. Sitting there on first. Great throw from Kean O'Brien to him, and he just casually, like he's playing catch with his dad, eats it up for the end of that double play. Was on a 3-2 pitch, so a very important pitch. Schwecke will put this one right back to Havman. Havman will throw to Bates for out number 3, and so the leadoff batter gets aboard with a single, but a double play and a 1-3 ground out puts us to the 4th. Back here in the top of the fourth, still a 0-0 ball game between the Rockford Rivets and the Madison Mallards. K. Bunnell makes his way up. 2 up for the Rivets. Bunnell, Bates, and Vanderwall. Swing and a miss there from K. Bunnell right away. Count goes 0-1, top of the fourth, nobody out. Leadoff batter at the plate, struck out looking his last time up. Did Bunnell, still on the mound, is Jonah Smith. He gets 1 out. It'll be his longest outing of the year. Both of his other outings where he reached 3 innings, he picked up wins. 1-1 is the count now as the ball misses outside for Bunnell. Time called by the catcher as he jumps out of there. I don't know why he jumped out so late, but he threw his hands up and jumped out of there. Man, if Jonah Smith threw that ball, the umpire was going to be a sitting duck behind the plate. No pun intended. Called strike there. Count is 1-2. Bunnell playing third base today. Played DH in the game earlier. That one misses. Count is now 2-2 for the Indiana Hoosier infielder DH and sometimes pitcher. Picked up the win 2 nights ago after Kean O'Brien walked it off. That one will go low and in. Now a full count for Bunnell. Trying to put a man on for Parker Bates on deck. Top of the fourth here. Nobody on, nobody out. The payoff pitch to Bunnell. Swung on, high fly ball to the outfield, but it might be a little bit too high as Ober is backing up, stopping, and camps under it until it falls into his glove for out number 1. Parker Bates makes his way up now. Parker Bates 0 for 1 today. Ground out to the second baseman Schwecke, his last time up. Louisiana Tech outfielder has had a really good season thus far. That's the reason why he consistently finds himself batting either 3rd, 4th, or 5th in this Rivets lineup. Batting 5th today. Earlier today was the number 3 man. 0-0 to Parker Bates. First pitch swinging, cracks that one to left center field. Chasing it and diving and not being able to make the play. Bates is into second with a stand-up double as it bounced around well for the Louisiana Tech outfielder. As it hit one hit on the warning track, Drew Ober tried to go full extension for it. Couldn't pick it up. Bounced off the track, off the wall, into the glove of the left fielder Plantier, but way too late on the throw into second as Parker Bates got the wheels to boogie to second base. And he's on now with a double. Jacob Vanderwall will come to the plate to try and bring him at least closer, if not all the way home, as the pitching coach from the Mallards will call time and come out to the mound right now to have a quick conversation with Jonah Smith. What a crack by Parker Bates there to be able to find the gap in left center field. And for a second there, both the left fielder Plantier and the center fielder Ober were charging up on it. And as it lofted up there, you didn't know if Plantier or Ober was going to be able to make a stab at it, but it just drifted a little bit too far away from them. And now no pitching change made here, just a quick conversation between the pitching coach and the pitcher, Jonah Smith, the catcher, Calvin Greenfield, and the first baseman, Jake Randa. Infield, the corners of the infield have pinched a little bit in right now. Third baseman Bigby's right on the edge of that infield grass. Randa backing up now over there on first, but Bigby stays in. First pitch misses the zone for Jacob Vanderwall. Count 1-0 for the Central Arizona outfielder. Played with the Rivets in 2016 after finishing his freshman year at Ohio State. That one swung on. Should be a playable ball for the second baseman, and it is, but Parker Bates advances to third on the Jacob Vanderwall ground out. So now, go ahead run. 90 feet away, Logan Michaels, who is 1 for 1 today with a single to shallow center field, makes his way up now with an RBI opportunity. A hit should get Bates home. A walk would continue the inning and put the ball in the hands of the center fielder, Reback. That one goes over the head of Logan Michaels, and he ducks under it. Count goes 1-0. An interesting storyline to follow is the fact that the Rivets do not have a backup catcher after Jet Whittaky was injured in the last game, hurt his knee real bad, spent almost an hour at the hospital. That one swung onto the right side of the infield. Going to be a little bit of a tough play for the second baseman, and it is. Logan Michaels can't beat out the throw, though, as Schwecke slides, throws to first for out number 3 here on the top of the 4th. So the Rivets put the tying run 90 feet away. Can't get him across. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 4th. Back here, bottom of the 4th inning. Dane Havman still on the mound for the Rockford Rivets. The southpaw out of Texas Tech has pitched the first 3 scoreless against one of the top offenses in the Northwoods League. And now he's going to go up against one of the top batters in the Northwoods League in Jake Randa. First pitch, big swing from Randa, not able to find the ball. Count goes 0-1 for the Northwest Florida State first baseman. Very good friends with Brock Mathis, who started the summer here in Rockford and played quite a bit before having to leave due to a family emergency. 0-1. That one swung off the foot of Randa, fouled and hit off the foot of Jake Randa, I should say. Count now 0-2. Jake Randa also growing up right near one of the pitchers for the Rockford Rivets this year, Luke Anderson. So all of them know each other, and it just goes to show the small world that baseball is. A lot of these guys intersect paths all over the place, and you see a lot of connections being made, not only from guys playing college ball and growing up together, but the connections made through summer ball. It's crazy how much time you can spend with these guys, and a lot of downtime, a lot of bus time, a lot of game time. You really get to become close friends with your brothers as you basically learn the ropes. As that one called strike 3, and Randa knew it. He had to hold himself back from walking away immediately as he kind of did a slow motion step over home plate. As soon as he saw that one go by him, knows that he should have swung at it. But instead, Tyler Plantier will make his way up 0 for 1 today with a ground out to the second baseman, Keanu O'Brien. First pitch to him goes for a ball. Count 1-0. That one off-speed pitch at 70 miles per hour, swung on and missed by Plantier, fooled by Dane Havman. Count is 1-1. Count is 1-1 now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Swung on, stabbed down the first base line and out of play, foul. Count now 1-2 with 1 out and nobody on. The 1-2 to Plantier. That one will miss high and away. Even now at 2-2 is the count. 87 mile per hour fastball missed just high and off the plate. That one swung on. Again, cracked down the first base line and again foul. Count stays 2-2. Another 2-2 coming from Havman to Plantier. The lefty from Texas Tech sets on the mound and deals. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging. Another great pitch from Dane Havman, and that's the reason when Brian Smith told me that he was going to be going into the bullpen to start this game. There's a reason why Dane Havman was one of the top names on the list. Havman, sometimes he looks absolutely untouchable, filthy stuff. And as this game continues and he mows down more Mallards batters, his ERA creeps down and down. That one swung on, fouled back. Out of play behind home plate. Count is 0-1 now with 2 outs. Vinsky at the plate now, sees the 0-1. Cracks that one. Takes a weird hop as the third baseman, Bunnell, runs up on it and throws it to first. Good stretch and catch by Parker Bates for out number 3. We'll be right back for the 5th inning, still 0-0 here in Madison, Wisconsin. Making his way up now is Brennan Reback. New pitcher for the Madison Mallards is Andrew Baker, wearing the number 24. Plays in the field as well as pitches for the Mallards. Baker out of the University of Florida, lefty out of Haines City, Florida. Squares to bunt there, but misses. Count now 1-1 for Brennan Reback. Misses outside. Now it's 2-1 for Reback. The 2-1 misses again outside. Now Reback's looking at a 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Gonna miss low and in the dirt, and Reback will reach with no outs. And if you are the Rivets, probably the last guy you want to see with no outs on the base pass because of the damage that he can do with his legs. 26 steals on the year for the speedster out of Central Arizona. Good job to see those pitches fall outside the zone for him as Tim Lilly makes his way up. Lilly ended up flying out to second base last inning, but he almost snuck what would have been a double down the left field line, and the umpire called it foul. The third base coach for the Rivets, the manager, Brian Smith, disagreed, trying to point out where it plopped on the line. Count is 1-0 now to Lilly. Pulls back again from a bunt. Count now 2-0. Time called by Greenfield behind the plate. Greenfield also plays his college ball at Florida, so you have to think maybe he's worked with Baker before, but if nothing else, they know each other pretty well, and they probably have pretty good chemistry between the two of them. Two Gators right now. Two-0 comes to Tim Lilly. Swung on that one. A throw there and almost for two, and it is for two. Got Reback first on the nice throw by Keeber. Reback was sliding into second, got him by just a hair, and then the throw over to first and got Lilly by just a hair as well. Great 6-4-3 double play by the Mallards defense there. After the leadoff batter reaches, now nobody on and two outs. Jimmy Burnett making his way up there. That one, I was going to be surprised if there was one out there. Burnett 1 for 2, batting .500 on the year. Is the pitcher in his first game DHing and watching the balls go by him instead of out of his own hand. Another strike hits there. Count goes 0-2 for Jimmy Burnett. That pitch will miss way outside. Get by Greenfield behind the plate. Count goes 1-2. The way it worked that time is the first two pitches that Lilly saw, he squared to bunt and pulled back, and they were called balls. As that one goes in the zone, and Jimmy Burnett strikes out looking. Lilly, man, just barely missed being able to find a base hit. Instead, grounded into the double play, and then 4 pitches later, Burnett strikes out to end this half inning. We'll be right back for bottom 5. Bottom of the 5th here as Dane Havman back out for more work. Throws a ball to start this inning to Drew Ober, playing center field, batting 6th in the order. Flew out to the right fielder his last time up. That one swung on. Foul down the right field line. Count goes even 1-1. Now Havman will set and deal the 1-1 to Ober. Breaking ball just misses off the plate. Count goes 2-1 right now. 3 hits for the Rockford side, 2 hits for Madison. Thus far today, it's been a very clean game, but in a ballpark, as that one is swung on and ripped to left field. Making the catch is the center fielder, Brennan Reback, for out number 1. But this is a ballpark that doesn't see a lot of pitching battles. And right now, this is a duel between 2 bullpen pitchers to start off this game. Bigby making his way up now. Walked his last time up. Let's see what he can do this time. 0 for 0 against Havman. Swing and a miss there. Havman trying to get the better of him this time. Count goes 0-1 with 1 out. Count goes high, or ball goes high there. Count goes even 1-1. That one, ground ball, 1 hops its way to Parker Bates over there on first base, who fields it cleanly, tosses to Havman for the 3-1 ground out. First 2 batters here in the bottom of the 5th down in order. Smith's day was ended after 4 innings. The starting pitcher for the Mallards tonight, he threw 4, allowed 3 hits, struck out 2, walked 1, and Baker last inning struck out 1, walked 1, didn't allow a hit. That one swung hard down the third base line. Tried to make a nifty catch there, did the third base coach, but it goes foul. Count goes 0-1 for Trevor Boone at the plate now. Boone struck out looking last time up, didn't like the strike 3 call, trying to avenge that right now. The 0-1. Swing and a miss there, and he's behind 0-2 now. On deck, the number 9 batter, Cal Greenfield. And then he goes back to the top of the order with Garrett Kieber, Trevor Schwecke, and Jake Randa. Will they get a chance to see the plate this inning, or will they have to wait to the 6th? The 0-2 coming from Havman. Misses high. Count goes to 1-2 now. 10th pitch of the inning from the Texas Tech lefty. You got to think he probably will be done after this next inning. But, you know, maybe we might see him another inning, and maybe he's earned himself a starting role. 1-2. Misses high and away. Count now even 2-2. This is a gritty performance from him right now. His line through 5 2/3, only 2 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk against this toxic Madison lineup. In their park nonetheless. 2-2. Swung on fair down the first base line, and right as I say it, I eat my words. Boone will round and go to second. The throw is a little bit off, and Kean O'Brien can't snag it. He's in there with a double with 2 outs. Boone is in there with a double with 2 outs. Now the number 9 hitter, Cal Greenfield, will have a chance. The runner in scoring position for the first time today. Greenfield 1 for 1 today with the infield single to the third baseman, Cade Bunnell. Brian Smith going to come out, say a few words to Dane Havman right here. Probably just double checking to see if he wants to finish off this inning and Most likely telling them, we got a new guy coming in for your next inning. You just need to get one more out. And you finish with 5 innings. And right now, 3 hitting the red-hot Madison Mallards. Let's take a look at the Northwoods League scoreboard while we got a chance. Hopefully you know the scores of the early games. We'll come back to that in a second. Fond du Lac beating Green Bay 9-3. If you're a Rivets fan, that's what you want to see. Mankato beating St. Cloud 2-1. Bismarck over Waterloo 3-0. Wilmar over Duluth 5-0. We have no feed yet from Kenosha and Lakeshore. We'll let you know what that is if we ever get a hold of that. Battle Creek beating Wisconsin 7-3. La Crosse Thunder Bay delayed right now due to rain. Stainhaven is back set out on the mound, throws first pitch to Calvin Greenfield. Rochester beating Eau Claire 2-0, and Rapids over Kalamazoo 11-4 right now. First pitch misses high to Cal Greenfield. Count goes 1-0. Some of the early scores: Waterloo beat Bismarck 6-1. Madison over Rockford 3-1 down at Rivets Stadium. Fond du Lac beating Green Bay 8-0. Kenosha beating Lakeshore 11-8 in 14 innings. As another pitch misses high, that is probably why that game hasn't started. It was scheduled to start at 7:05, but maybe as the teams had to drive from Mequon to Kenosha, maybe delayed a little bit, as the teams probably showed up and were given 30 minutes to get ready, and so should be getting going fairly soon, you'd think. Mankato beat St. Cloud 5-2 as that one is dribbled to first base. Parker Bates will pick it up and unassistedly tap first base for out number 3. So Dane Haven through 5 scoreless, but so are the Mallards. 0-0 going into the top of the 6th. Back here for the top of the 6th inning, Kean O'Brien will lead us off. O'Brien out of Kent State. Walked it off a couple nights ago, trying to find that same pop tonight. Hasn't been able to do it. 2 infield flyouts. 1 to the third baseman, Bigby. Another to the shortstop, keeper. First pitch to him this inning as a called strike. Count goes 0-1 for the Kent State Golden Flash. That one swung on, will be lifted out to right field. Camping under it is Boone for out number 1 here. Makes way for the number 3 batter, Ryan Cole, to step up to the plate now. Cole is 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly out today. 3 hits for both sides. For each side, I should say. Worded that one a little weird. Ball misses inside. Count goes to 1-0 for Ryan Cole. That one will hit the strike zone. Now we're even at 1-1 on the count for Ryan Cole with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Swung on, foul down the first base line. Count goes 1-2. One-two. Swung on and missed, but it gets a wild pitch and all the way back to Andrew Baker, who is able to pick that one up. Blocked well by the catcher Greenfield, and enough to have the throw over to first by Baker as it bounces out into the shallow infield for him to pick up and throw to first, route number 2. Cade Bunnell makes his way up. Bates on deck. Bates doubled his last time up. He's feeling good today. If Bunnell is able to reach, who is 0 for 2 today, then that would open the door for Bates to make a big play, batting in the 5 spot. But first, the cleanup man. We'll see a strike there. Count goes 0-1. Fly out to center field and a strikeout looking for Bunnell. Another called strike. He's behind 0-2. Baker's 20th pitch of his outing. He's been doing really good thus far. Oh, 2. Misses. Baker thought that was a strike. Put his hands on his head real quick in disbelief. But it's going to be hard to get that call on an 0-2 pitch. Now a 1-2 pitch from the lefty Baker. That one will be in the zone. Called strike. Bunnell didn't like that one, but it all evens out. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, all square at 0. Coming in right now to see the top of the lineup for the Madison Mallards is Nathan Schneiderman from the University of Dubuque. First pitch to Garrett Kieber is a ball. Count goes 1-0. That one will hit the strike zone versus the Mallards leadoff man. Count now even 1-1. Check swing there. No appeal over to first base. Pretty confident that he didn't go. Count is now 2-1. Bottom of the sixth here. No score for either side. And that's surprising as that one is ripped to left field and fallen for a base hit. Picked up on the track. There's a throw to the second baseman and a sliding double by Garrett Kieber to lead us off here in the bottom of the sixth. Perfectly hit ball to the gap. Ryan Cole fielded it well and threw, but just a little bit off target, and it's a tough play to tell Ryan Cole to try and make that play, and almost got Kieber sliding into there to second as Keane O'Brien couldn't slap the tag on. Go ahead run at second base right now. 0-0 coming to Trevor Schwecke. First pitch there is going to be wild. It's going to go inside and get to the backstop, and now Kieber will move 90 feet up and 90 feet away at third base from giving the Mallards the lead versus one of their best pitchers, versus one of the Rivets' best pitchers. 4 hits now by the Mallards. They lead in the hit total 4-3. 1-0 coming now from Schneiderman to Schwecke. Schwecke's got wheels. Infield is in right now trying to preserve the shutout. First pitch swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Big swing by the UW-Milwaukee Panther infielder. Count now 1-1. Nathan Schneiderman trying to get out of the biggest jam of the night for pretty much either side. Swing and a miss there. As this is the first time a runner has been on third base with no outs for either side. The 1-2 coming now from Schneiderman to Schwecke. A strikeout would be huge here. Late swing from Schwecke, fouled off. Count stays 1-2. Steps back up on the mound. Does Schneiderman. A very high pressure pitching situation right now here in Madison. Is the biggest crowd he has ever pitched in front of. That one swung on, lifted to center field, backing up. His reback should be enough to score Kieber on the sac fly. The throw in will score Kieber from third base, and the Madison Mallards score the first run of this ball game and take the lead. 1-0 right now. Nine pitches thrown by Schneiderman. Kieber got to second on the double, got to third on the wild pitch and got home on the sac fly. Now Jake Randa coming up, trying to add more to the run total for the Mallards. Get some insurance. 0-0, swung on, foul down the first base line. Count goes to 0-1. Schneiderman will set and deal the pitch. That one missed outside. Count now even at 1-1. That one swung on, fielded well by by Parker Bates over there on first, and Nathan Schneiderman running over there and covering. Snags it. And then on the run through first base, kind of has a incidental contact with Jake Randa there, also trying to run through first base. Both are okay as he just kind of grabbed him and hugged him from behind there. 2 outs now. Runner at the plate is Tyler Plantier. First pitch hits the strike zone. Count goes 0-1 for Plantier. That one swung on, fouled back. Count now 0-2. Swung on. That one's laced to left center field, and it will fall, but Reback will snag it to make sure that it doesn't turn into an extra base hit. And as it goes by the second baseman, Kean O'Brien, Rivets very lucky that there were men there to back that up and make sure Plantier didn't get any further. Now Vinsky comes up with a runner on first, 2 outs, trying to threaten a little bit more. Are the Madison Mallards. First pitch hits the strike zone. Count goes 0-1 for Vinsky. The 0-1 with 2 outs. That one will miss inside and low. Now we're even at 1-1. That one will just miss, and 2-1 is the count now. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first. Madison leads Rockford by a score of 1-0 here at the Duck Pond in Madison, Wisconsin. That one swung on, laced to Kean O'Brien at second base, who snags it for out number 3. The Mallards strike, and they lead 1-0 going in to the top of the 7th. Back here, and Parker Bates will lead us off. Joe just got to experience some time with his family in the duck pond. Experiencing the game from a different.
Blind.
Oh, you went to the duck blind.
Duck
well,
blind.
the park in general is called the duck pond.
Oh, there you go. Gotcha.
That one on miscount goes 1-1 now to Parker Bates. Joe, how's the you've done it a couple times, experienced some of the fan nature, and I call it investigative journalism. How's it been out there? I feel
undercover. I feel like I shouldn't wear my rivet stuff. Next time I'll just blend in.
Yeah.
And wear Mallard stuff. But
maybe say, you don't need to say go Mallards, but maybe insinuate that you're a Mallards
just
fan.
see what it's like around here, with the people across the border. But obviously a very nice stadium. It's always fun to look around here and get a little bit of a different atmosphere here.
3-1 is the count right now to Parker Bates. No outs here, top of the 7th. Bates with a big chance to lead off the inning. Gets some sort of response after the sac fly RBI in the bottom of the 6th that gave the Rivets the deficit. Joe, how was the reaction in the crowd when they scored that sac fly?
Obviously very happy. One thing, I was talking to my brother who has been here before. That's who I went and talked to my brother, his wife, and my 2 nieces and nephew who live in the Madison area. And they were saying, on a weekend, this place is absolutely packed. And I was saying the same thing, that we've been here with bigger crowds. And to me, this looks like a pretty big crowd as Parker Bates gets the walk to lead off the inning here.
So Parker Bates now on first. Yeah, still a pretty big crowd here, but it is Wednesday night. How about those Superstars, too?
I saw that. That was I was
going to
ask you about
Mike
that.
Rainbow Trout eat one of the rivets?
Yeah. Also, I'm starting to think that that was not Tyler Thornton after watching that, because I saw a guy walk out of the bullpen in our uniform. I was like, I don't remember him being on the bus, and then obviously that happened.
And then you realized it was Tyler Thornton's number 30 as the strike is in there to Jacob Vanderwall.
I put 2 and 2 together.
And you said that guy's about 100 pounds lighter than Tyler Thornton.
And
it's showbiz.
It is.
Love
but they
to
do a
see
great job. It looks like a lot of fun, and glad I got to see the Superstars tonight.
In person, in the flesh.
I know.
That one swung on, fouled back by Jacob Vanderwall. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a ground out to second base. That ground out to second base stopped a run of 5 consecutive strikeouts, carrying over from his tough game this morning. Still trying to find his first hit of the day, as that's the game of baseball. Sometimes you just find yourself in a funk. Vandy trying to get a big hit to get out of it, know what a hit it would be, as that one is in the zone. Vandy doesn't like the call, and that'll just add to his frustration on the day. I'm sure not happy with himself. He's one of the hardest workers on this team, and you can tell he loves playing for the Rivets, and he doesn't want to let Coach Brian Smith down.
Yeah, and I was out there in right field too, where he's been playing tonight, and he's a real fun guy, interacting with the crowd a little bit, getting some laughs, joking around with them.
Yeah, it's. I asked him earlier in the season what his favorite ballpark to play in other than Rivets Stadium was, and he said right here at the Madison Mallards Stadium, Warner Park, because he likes playing in front of a big crowd, and he likes having the ability to silence them. And hopefully he gets another at-bat in this game and another chance to do that. Logan Michaels up now 1-0 with 1 out. Runner on first is Parker Bates.
Yeah, I was over there in that area of the duck blind in right field. I mean, Vanderwall we were basically right on top of him. So, I mean, if I yelled, he could easily hear me. And this is
Did you say hi?
I did not say hi, but I'm sure he wouldn't be able to hear me because there's other people here talking to him and chirping his ear off. But it's such a tight, compact stadium. It's so much different than playing at Rivets Stadium.
1-0 now with 1 out. Runner on first, still Parker Bates. Logan Michaels at the dish now, 1 for 2. That one will miss now. 2-0 is the count for Logan Michaels. After today, only 10 games remain in the Northwoods League season. Joe, how does it feel to be on the final countdown, really?
Oh, man. I mean, it's been as Michaels fouls that one off. Yep. It's been a long summer, Scott, and I'm sure you can definitely vouch for that. I was about to ask you the same question, actually, but it's been a lot of fun. Definitely going to miss a lot of the people we've worked with. We worked with a lot of really nice people who I will now consider friends for a long time, and fun to watch some Rockford Rivets baseball as well.
Yeah, we get to know a lot of different personalities. There's obviously the front office staff that we all get to work with, the employees, and then the interns. And beyond that, there are the players that we get to know and the coaches as well. Zach and, of course, Brian Smith, who is such a character to be on at all times. As that one is ripped over to short, and a great play there. And safe over at second. Good hustle by Parker Bates, but Keever almost robbed Logan Michaels of a base hit. And let's see if that'll go down as a base hit or a fielder's choice.
And that was a very nice play by Garrett Keever over there at shortstop, showing his range there. He was playing double play depth, so he's a little bit hugging second base. Had to work his way back to his right, making the full extension diving play, and I almost thought he was out there at second, but nonetheless, Rivets got 2 guys out with 1 out.
I'm going to score that as a single because it was a tough play for Keever to make. And he did make the decision to throw to first, but he wouldn't have got the out. Or he made the decision to throw to second, but he wouldn't have got the out at first.
Right, definitely.
Would he have tried to make that throw?
Yeah.
And I'm going to count it as an infield single. We don't have any official word right now. So, as to me, that is a single because you can't expect that shortstop to make that play. And Reback will get hit with that pitch and throws his bat off to the side. Now tying run 90 feet away with 1 out, as Tim Lilly makes his way up to the plate with a big opportunity right now. Grounded into a double play his last time up. If he does the same, it will end the inning. Infield now in. Rivets have a go-ahead run at second base. We saw this situation earlier today as they loaded the bases in the 8th and the 9th, but weren't able to put any runs across in those situations. First pitch misses the zone for Tim Lilly. Count goes 1-0.
Yeah, and right now Tim Lilly just needs to get on base no matter what he's doing. Find a way to get on base. He's struggled a little bit since returning with the team. As he takes ball 2 there.
Almost got away from Greenfield behind the plate, and I'm sure Nathan Schneiderman's sitting in the dugout right now, hoping that his offense can come through for him right now and get some run support, something they struggled with this morning. That one back to the pitcher who fumbles it and is not able to make the throw, and Baker sternly walks back to the mound there, and you can tell he's very frustrated with himself for fumbling that one because Parker Bates was able to score from third and tie this ball game up. Yeah. And it works out well.
Yeah, and right now Tim Lilly obviously wasn't trying to swing at that, held up on the check swing, hit that dribbler. I'm sure he was frustrated with himself at first, but then realized the ball was in play. And like I said, you just need to get on base somehow in some way, and he did it right there.
Well, on the bottom line, Brian Smith, what he stresses so much in situations like that with 1 out and the bases loaded.
As Parker Kelly looks like.
We got a pinch hitter coming in now.
He will be coming in.
Jimmy Burnett, unfortunately. Brian Smith says your time has expired. He finishes the day with a .333 batting average. Not too shabby for a guy who had.
Seems like a reason to have him in this situation. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm not a scrub.
But the righty on lefty matchup, though.
That's fair. That's fair.
As Jimmy Burnett's a lefty. First pitch, Parker Kelly ripped down the third base line. That's going to be a base hit. 1's going to come home. 2's going to come home. Rivets take a 2-run lead. Parker Kelly safely into second base, and the Rivets have a 3-1 lead right now.
And I guess that was the right move to make, Scott. Because right there, Parker Kelly puts in an absolute perfect spot there down the third base line.
Bigby was diving, couldn't snag it.
And that ball went right to the corner there in left field, easily scoring 2 runs and putting the Rivets up 3-1 here. Backward score from today's final in Game 1, where the Rivets lost 3-1. Now the score is 3-1 in the Rivets' favor.
And all of a sudden, Nathan Schneiderman came out, allowed 1 run. He was in place to get the loss. Now, after the offensive support, he is in place to get a win if the Rivets can hold on to this one here in the duck pond. But it seems like you've been here the past 3 games we've played here.
Yeah.
Every time the Rivets have had something on offense, the Mallards have answered, and that's what I get really nervous about as we enter the bottom of the 7th here after the final out will be made fairly soon here.
Yeah, it looks like the Mallards manager now slowly making his way to the mound. If you're a Cubs fan, I will say that that walk reminds me a lot of Lou Piniella making his way to the mound because it's slow and there's no sense of rush in him at all.
Not only if you're a Cubs fan, if you're a baseball fan, you know it. Mariners guy as well. I was gonna say not only if you're a Cubs fan, if you're a Mariners fan as well. But I mean, Lou Piniella is such an icon. Do we call him an icon, or do we call him just a figure?
He's
a baseball
really
staple.
Fun guy to have on your team because he's not fun, but he's just like he's a really cool personality. Because oh man, when that guy snaps, it's equivalent to Bobby Cox out there. I mean, Bobby Cox most ejections. I believe that's correct in MLB history. But Lou Piniella, he can get angry. You won't like him when he's
angry for sure. And we're going to take a quick break right now as a new pitcher comes into the ball game. It is number 19. And we'll be right back to tell you about the new pitcher, Alex Reyes, in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Top of the 7th. The Rivets lead 3-1. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, the new pitcher is Alex Reyes. Reyes is out of New Mexico State, junior from El Paso, Texas. 6'1", 190 pounds. He will pitch to Kean O'Brien here, playing in his hometown with a chance to build up an even bigger lead. Runner on second. First pitch, high fastball swinging at 89 miles per hour and missing is O'Brien. Count goes 0-1 for him. Reyes on the year, 5.75 ERA. 13 games played, 1 game started, 20 in the 3rd innings pitched. Joe, what do you think can we expect to see from Reyes as he gets another swing and a miss there? Count goes 0-2.
Well, obviously he comes in a big spot right now. Damage control here. His last outing against Kalamazoo, he went 2 2/3 of an inning, striking out 2 batters, walking 2 batters as well, but mostly in the range of around 1 or 2 innings here coming out of the bullpen for the Mallards this year. Kind of a damage control situation, and that ball almost looked like it hit Kean O'Brien.
Yeah, you didn't hear the usual crack of the bat that you'll hear there. even on foul balls, there'll be some sort of nick that you'll hear. That one was more of a thudding sound of hitting Kean O'Brien, but he probably knew right away that he shouldn't have even flinched at it, and so I think he'll probably settle for a foul ball there and didn't react like it hit his hands or anything. 0-2. In the zone, called strike 3. And now we have the 7th inning stretch, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Drew Ober, misses low for a ball. Count goes 1-0 here. That was the 20th pitch for Nathan Schneiderman. That one will hit the zone. Now we're all even at 1-1. Joe, you were joking around and saying you didn't believe in the pinch hitting of Jimmy Burnett there to bring in Parker Kelly. Parker Kelly ends up getting a double. Do you think the baseball gods were out to get you on that one?
Maybe a little bit, but that's all right in this situation. I was a big Jimmy Burnett guy there at the end, but Parker Kelly coming up very clutch there in a big-time situation with that double down the left field line and putting the Rivets ahead 3-1.
1-2 is the count now, and a swing and a miss on a high 84-mile-per-hour pitch, and Ober goes down fishing. Justice Bigby makes his way up now 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Nathan Schneiderman, from what you've seen from him this year, what have you liked, what have you not liked?
Well, a lot of consistency from him is something that I know manager Brian Smith stresses on with his pitchers. He's really consistent with hitting the strike zone, throwing strikes, and obviously he throws some balls by some people, but also occasionally will have a tendency, and I know I just preach consistency, but sometimes we have some hiccups with him, and he'll miss the strike zone a couple times, but especially as of late, he's been very reliable for the Rivets in the bullpen.
6'5", 225 pounds. Kind of a similar frame to Dane Habman, the starting pitcher. When he first came into the game last inning, I thought for a second that it was Dane Habman just staying in the ballgame. Then I realized Nathan Schneiderman, the big donkey, had taken over. That one is lifted up and out foul. Count even at 2-2. 1-1 record for Schneiderman. Last time out, his last 3 appearances. 2 2/3 innings against Wisconsin Rapids, 3 2/3 against these Madison Mallards, and 1 inning against Kenosha. He's only allowed 1 hit. And that one will be an error on Kean O'Brien at second base. No doubt about it. Should have been a routine play for the Kent State second baseman, but not able to make it there as it just rolled up and up his arm and over his head, it seemed like, but was able to keep it in front of him at least to keep Bigby over there on second.
Yeah, and that ball looked like it just took a rough hop on O'Brien there right at the end and ate him up a little bit, but tough hop. Looked like a routine play, but I think it was a little bit more difficult than it actually looked because of that rough spot there in the dirt, but normally a play we'd see him make.
Yeah, he's made a lot of them today. I feel like I've said Kean O'Brien fielded well a lot and throws to first. It's been a constant. That one hits the edge of the strike zone. Count goes 1-1 now for Trevor Boone at the plate. Bigby on first, reaching on the error. The first error of this game for either side, and in the first game as well, both sides played pretty clean games. And you got to think, you know, these two teams, when you watch them play, as that one gets away from Logan Michaels, and it'll be, I'll assume, a wild pitch to get Bigby to second. We'll wait and see what it ends up getting called. A ball nonetheless, count goes 2-1.
Yeah, right now Schneiderman needs to just focus in here. That run, obviously not the tying run out there. Tying run is at the plate right now, so just focus on getting it out here and doing what you're doing.
The rest will shake itself out, but now the tying run at the plate has a 3-1 count as that one misses outside. Swing and a miss there. Count goes now to 3-2. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed, and a big strikeout there for Nathan Schneiderman. And exactly what you said, just focusing on getting the guy at the plate out, and that's what he does. And now 2 outs, no sacrifice can advance Bigby. If there's an out, it's the final out of the inning, and the Rivets will go to the 8th with a 3-1 lead. Tying run at the plate, though, is Calvin Greenfield, 1 for 2 on the day. Single and a ground out.
Yeah, how about that composure from the big donkey there after the runner gets to second, striking out the very next batter and helping his own cause here. And both outs he's got so far are strikeouts. He's got 2 outs right now. Let's see if he can get out of it with that runner in scoring position at second.
1-0. Coming to Garrett Kieber. No, excuse me. It is Calvin Greenfield. Scoreboard is a little bit off. Count now 2-0. 2-0 coming from the big donkey. Still at second is Justice Bigby. Reached on an error, got to second on a wild pitch. That one swung on and missed. Count goes 2-1.
There's a lot of bugs in here, Scott.
Hey, I've been to a lot of ballparks around the league, and pretty much every one, you have to have the windows open, and there are bugs that make their way inside. I got to come up with a power ranking of worst Northwoods League South Division ballparks in terms of bugs.
What was the one you said earlier in the season? That was
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac was bad.
They are the
right
dock spiders.
They're on the dock spiders, so they're asking for it. And they're right on the South Shore of Lake Winnebago, so they got a lot of mosquitoes because of the water out there. Just a mosquito's haven.
Oh, gosh. I hate mosquitoes. That's all I have to say about that.
3-1. Will miss outside. Greenfield will walk. Now the leadoff man, Garrett Kieber, makes his way up. Last time up, he doubled to left field, so the big opportunity will be for the bat of Kieber. Opposing on base percentage for the big donkey coming into this game, opposing batting average was 162. Opposing on base percentage, 274. So not bad. A whip of 0.95, but he struggled this past couple innings. It is 2 innings of work, allowing 2 hits and walking 1. First pitch swing in there, and the crowd reacts happy about it at first, but soon they realize that it was going to end up in the glove of Ryan Cole, and that's what it does in left field. The Rivets go to the 8th, up 3-1. And we're back here. Ryan Cole will lead us off. Top of the 8th. The Rivets trying to add some insurance before two more chances of late inning rallies by the Mallards. First pitch swinging from Ryan Cole and missing. Count goes 0-1. Joe, you've seen 7 different games already between the Mallards and the Rivets this year. How do the Rivets finish these guys off?
Well, right now I think a lot of it just depends on pitching and being able to get through this tough order of the Mallards as Ryan Cole swings and misses there, counting out 0-2. But, yeah, you know, you talk about this top 5 for the Mallards, all batting over 300. I believe most of them are all-stars. Right now it's just going to come down to how well the Rivets bullpen can keep up the good work that they have been throughout this game.
0-2 as that one swung on. That one might find its way down, and a great second effort as it got by the third baseman, Biggie. Biggie.
I was going to say.
Got by Big V, but keeper ends up making the play over there, and it'll be an infield single for Ryan Cole. Perfect hit there by the Notre Dame outfielder, and he's on first, leadoff man aboard.
Yeah, tough hop over there by Big B. One of those that it's hard to decide whether you want to attack that ball or wait for it to take a hop right there. He chooses to attack it. Ball slips underneath his glove, and you're not going to catch Ryan Cole. Despite Garrett Keeber making that play, backing up his third baseman. And
yeah, really had to rush the throw, and it wasn't on target to Randa there, but really a hard play for either of them to be expected to make because it was just hit perfectly by Cole, and that's why it was scored a hit. Count 1-0 now after the first pitch to K. Bunnell misses high and away. That one will miss low and away. Now 2-0 for Bunnell. Reyes right now trying to put a cap on these Rivets offense, and if you drop a couple goose eggs, or should I say duck eggs in there,
oh,
then the Rivets have open the door to give the Mallards a decent chance to be able to strike for 2. That one will hit the zone. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, if you're the Rivets, any insurance right now that you can get against the Madison Mallards would definitely be important.
To me, I think you'll probably see the bullpen, see Schneiderman for one more inning on the mound. I think they'll cap him at 3, and then I think the best arm out of the bullpen to come out here, if the score stays what it is at 3-1 and get the save, is Tanner Probst, who was able to get the save last night against the Rafters.
Yeah, only going 1 inning, and especially with Brian Smith bringing in Schneiderman, you would think that, as Bunnell fouls that one off, you would think that he would go to one of his better arms out of the bullpen and use the third righty of the night with T. Probst.
However, the situation does change if more insurance is added. If he becomes out of a save situation, you got to think that he might go to a pitcher that he's less comfortable with, I guess, has appeared less in big situations. That one will get away from the second baseman, Schwecke, but it works out as it went off the glove, and then Kieber, who was standing with his foot on second base, it rolled right into his glove for the first out. So
he looks like he's in a little bit of
a fielder's choice, maybe. I guess that'll get scored as. And the throw over to first was not in time, but good play there by the second baseman, Kieber. Yeah, I hope he's all right there, as he seems to be going back to his post at short. First pitch to Bates goes low. Count goes 1-0 for Parker Bates, the Louisiana Tech man who scored the first run on that ground out by Tim Lilly. The 1-0 now. Misses. Count now 2-0 for Bates. Bates was able to get on.
Yeah, Bates definitely one of the more consistent hitters with the Rivets so far this year. And he's right now, Ray is going through the heart of Rockford's batting order right now.
3-0 the count as that pitch misses outside, 1 out. Let's see if Bates gets the green light on the 3-0. Kicks and deals, hits the strike zone there as Bates watched it go by. Count now 3-1. Here's the 3-1 up coming to Bates. Swung on, broken bat up the middle, a chance for 2, and it will be a 6-3 double play as Kieber received it and tapped second and through to first. And that time Bates grounds into the double play, but we'll be right back for the bottom of the 8th. Let's see if the big donkey returns to the mound. First pitch to Trevor Schwecke by the big donkey. Nathan Schneiderman floats all the way to the warning track on a high fly ball, but Ryan Cole camps under it and luckily does not run out of room while backing up. Fly out to left field to start off this ball game. Schneiderman's going to have to go through the heart of the Mallards batting order. One out now. Took care of Schwecke, but he's going to have to see three of the top batters in the Northwoods League. That first pitch is inside. Ball makes the count 1-0. Schwecke already took care of him on that fly out. Now he sees Randa. After that, he sees the South Division leader in home runs in Plantier. 3-1, swung on, ripped to right field, and that'll fall for a base hit, so Randa on with a base hit. Joe, this is a tough lineup right now to go through. He just took care of Schwecke on the F7, but Randa was able to get that base hit to get on to first with one out. How do you deal with these guys?
I mean, most of the time you got to get lucky. I would think with Jake Randa, Tyler Plantier, David Vitsky, but you know, you just got to be aggressive as Plantier fouls that one off.
It'll be up and out of play. Count goes 0-1.
But yeah, you just got to go right at these guys. You know, if you come in there non-aggressively, they're going to take a pitch and they might hit it over the wall. So come up there, and I think that's what Schneiderman's doing right now, is going right at them. They're good hitters. If they make contact, they make contact. But just go right at them.
Count 0-1. That ball misses outside. Now 1-1 to the Northwood South Division leader in home runs in Tyler Plantier, representing the tying run at the plate. One with one out, runner on first. Schneiderman sets and deals again. Foul and out of play up behind the Rivets dugout.
And if you're the Mallards, this might be the guy you want at the plate. I remember a couple games ago between these two teams, Cooper Kane was pitching, 0-0 ball game going into, I want to say, the 8th inning, and Plantier ended up doubling down the left field line and a pinch hit at bat to put the Mallards up in that game and eventually go on to win. So he fouls that one off.
You're exactly right, except for the fact that it was in the top of the 14th inning. It was the 0-0
right.
ball game. That Plantier had the day off for 13 innings before coming on in a clutch scenario. And yes, he doubled down the left field line, was able to bring 2 runs home. And that was all she wrote.
My brain probably went dead after.
We mentioned 10 games remaining after this one, and it has been a long season. We've seen a lot of different baseball games. You've seen a little less of me, but still, they start to blur together at some point, and there's some that stick out to you. That one, now we're talking about it, this one's a chance for 2. Field for 6-4-3, double play to get out 2 of the best batters in the Northwoods League and end the 8th inning. The Rivets' last chance to add some insurance in 90 seconds. Top of the 9th here, and Alex Reyes back out on the mound. He's going to see Jacob Vanderwall 0 for 3 today. First game he was 0 for 4, really struggling in this doubleheader. Trying to find a big first hit to add some insurance, or at least get himself closer to adding some insurance. That one is 90 on the gun from Reyes, 20th pitch for the New Mexico State pitcher coming up. Here's the 1-0. That one swung on, well hit to right field, backing up and off the scoreboard in right, and now the throw into second, a stand-up double for Jacob Vanderwall.
And if you're Jacob Vanderwall,
the fans didn't like that call there, by the way, and Donnie Scott's coming out to argue it. He thought he was out there, as Vandy didn't even try and slide into second base.
That ball was a rocket off the bat, though. I thought it left for a while. I lost it in the big scoreboard out there in right field, and Vanderwall, who's had success here before, slaps one into right field and gets himself out of a little bit of a slump there, and I'm sure he's going to be happy with that one.
And Donnie Scott right now getting very heated in this argument with the umpire on the base paths. And you got to be careful here if you're Donnie Scott. He is yelling and stomping his feet right now, and he's stomping it even more, trying to, I guess, impersonate what Jacob Vanderwall did on the touch into second.
There's the Lou Pinello walk again, see.
And he is not a happy camper right now at that call. And you can kind of chalk that up to being some of the frustration from losing this game right now, as his offense, usually one of the best in the Northwoods League, both games today has been pretty shut down by these Rivets pitchers. Cooper Kane doing a decent job, and then out of the bullpen, Anthony Hollebecky was really quieting the bats of the Mallards, and today Habman and Schneiderman pretty much had their way. That one fouled back by Logan Michaels. He's got a chance with no outs and a runner in scoring position. Donnie Scott did not get thrown out of this game. (0-1). Now to Logan Michaels. Swings on that one, fouls that one back.
Thought we were about to catch that one, Scotty.
I think there's a chance. The Green Bay Bullfrogs broadcaster Jackson Kaplan at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek actually caught one. That is not the first place I think you would catch one. Wisconsin Rapids would definitely be my first option for the easiest place to catch one, is you are perched right above home plate with a big old window that there is nothing between you and the baseball. That one swung on, fouled back again as Brendan Reback over there on deck had a funny reaction, a late sort of dodge of it.
He's probably locked in right now. He probably isn't even paying attention over there, but
he's ready to go. His Central Arizona teammate Jacob Vanderwall stands on second right now, representing More Insurance. Logan Michaels at the plate, 2 for 3 today, trying to get one more hit that could drive the pretty quick Vanderwall in from second. The 0-2 to Logan Michaels. Vanderwall's going, swung on. That'll be down, and Vanderwall will go home, and that'll work out as a base hit. I think that'll be a hit, as it was a pretty hot shot. Tough play.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to say that. That's probably going to end
and that will be a hit. Yes, sir. So an RBI single from Logan Michaels. And it worked out perfectly because Vanderwall was still in third, and the hit and run, well, gets Vanderwall home, and now the score is 4-1 in advantage to the Rockford Rivets.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a call by Brian Smith, but Vanderwall has a lot of stolen bases on the season. I want to say around 15 or 16. And
him and Ryan Cole are right in the race for second on the team.
Right, and it obviously worked out in that situation. So big insurance run there for Rockford.
He got a pretty good jump on it. Even I think if Logan Michaels wasn't able to make contact, or if Logan Michaels wasn't able to make contact with it, I still think he had a good chance of getting in there just from kind of the timing. You can tell right off the bat, depending on the guy, his natural speed, and when he is able to go and how quick off the trigger he is. You can tell whether he's going to make it sometimes. That one, well, he popped up down the third base line.
That was closer than I thought it was going to be. It lands back in fair territory, but that's a foul ball on the left field line.
Took one bounce out, and down the third base line, there's a lot of foul territory for a while, and then it cuts in right at about maybe 300, not 300 feet, but maybe 250 feet, something like that.
Looks like that's Tanner Probst and somebody else working their way out from the Rockford bullpen out there.
Yeah, that kind of looked like a big donkey beside him.
Yeah, maybe just trying to get some warm-up pitches in. I'm sure that if we see.
Swing and a miss there from Renner Reback. He strikes out on 3 pitches. Tim Lilly makes his way up now.
I wonder if Schneiderman might have been out there kind of warming up for the next inning if he does go in. And Probst also maybe warming up a little bit in case he does have to go in for an emergency situation. But as you mentioned earlier, I think we're going to see one of those two guys coming into the game into the ninth, whether it is Schneiderman again for his 4th inning, I believe.
His 4th inning of work, yes.
Or Probst for his 1st inning.
I want to hit the strike zone on Tim Lilly. Called strike count. Goes 0-1 for him. Yeah, I mean, you take a look at this Rockford Rivets roster in terms of pitchers. Anthony Hollowbecky not available after pitching earlier today, as is JT Bakshaw, JT Bakshaw played yesterday, so he's not available. That one up near the head of Tim Lilly. He's going to duck out of the way, but Logan Michaels will advance to second on the wild pitch count. 1-1 now. I mean, you got to think in terms of options out of the pen. As I'm looking down the list right now, I don't see anybody other than Tanner Probst as the guy to go to. I mean, Anthony Dahl an option as well. Cole Jepson pitched well yesterday, as did Logan DeWolf. Both of them eligible to return as that one hits the zone. Count goes 1-2, but Tanner Probst pitched 2 days ago, got the save. Or no, he pitched last night and got the save. And you got to think this might be another night where he can come on and get the save. It's either him or Schneiderman. The only thing I think Brian Smith would be confident going with Schneiderman right now, but with 48 pitches, I think you might want to keep him eligible to pitch in the next couple days as well. That one misses outside zone. Count 2-2, 1 out. On second, Logan Michaels.
And that's one thing I think in the second half of the season, especially Rockford's bullpen has been pretty good, and we've kind of seen the established, reliable arms as well between guys like Anthony Hollowbecky, Nathan Schneiderman, Tanner Probst coming around as well. Guys like Dane Haveman have been coming in here and making a start today too.
Stepping up big time as a swing and a miss there by Tim Lilly, and he strikes out. But Parker Kelly, who came on to pinch hit and smack 2 runs home on the double down the left field line, makes his way up. He's got a runner in scoring position right now. Another chance for some RBIs for Parker Kelly, who would love that on his resume. Heading back for another year at Texas Tech, and probably wanting to be a staple for the Red Raiders as they make another run at the College World Series next year.
Yeah, Kelly makes it look easy over there playing third base, and tonight showing what we can do on the offensive side of the ball with his big double.
That one goes low and by Greenfield, and another wild pitch advances Michaels 90 feet away, adding more insurance. And what this does, if this run is able to cross, gives the Rivets a 4-run lead, which is important. But at the same time, if a new pitcher were to come in, any new pitcher, it wouldn't be a save opportunity.
Right.
As it would be beyond 3 runs. Right now it's at 3. 4-1 lead for the Rivets over the Madison Mallards. 1-0 pitch with 2 outs. And a runner on third is Logan Michaels, who 1-0 to Kelly. That one will hit the strike zone, count 1-1.
Yeah, Kelly with a 260 batting average, and then obviously shows how much he gets on base with that 371 on base percentage. So he finds a way.
That one will just hit the corner of the strike zone. Tough call from the ump there, as it was one that probably could have gone either way, just on the outside lower edge for Kelly. A 1-2 now coming to him. A base hit gets Logan Michaels home. A walk keeps it alive. That one will be up near the chin of Kelly. Count now even 2-2. The walk would put Kean O'Brien at the plate. Second baseman for the Rivets, who has had a good past week in the black and gold. 2-2. Swung on, fouled away. Stays alive, and this is the thing that Parker Kelly does, is he's able to find contact a lot, especially with 2 strikes. He does not want to go down looking, and so you often see him just stay alive in some at-bats, and we'll see if this happens again here or if Reyes is able to close the door and go into the bottom of the 9th with his team down 3. Another 2-2 with 2 outs, runner on third. Swung on and missed there and blocked well in the dirt. Throw over to first is in time, and Logan Michaels touches home, but it will not count, and the Rivets lead going into the bottom of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. The new pitcher for the Rockford Rivets is Tanner Probst, and he throws a ball outside to start off this save opportunity for him. Probst, the lefty out of Louisiana Tech, stands 5'10", 195, and out of Madison, Mississippi, not Wisconsin. Another ball there. Count goes 2-0. Joe, how's he done this season? Why is he on in this opportunity?
3-2 records so far this season for T. Probst. 3.37 ERA in 16 appearances, 1 save, 26 2/3 innings, 31 strikeouts, so 23 walks. Definitely, and lately has been one of the more reliable arms coming out of the bullpen for Rockford. someone who Brian Smith puts a lot of trust into in these tough situations.
Called strike there, count 2-1 now for David Vinsky, who is 1 for 3 today. The final meeting between these two teams trying to end in a win for the Rivets, as that one is swung on a miss. Count now 2-2. Tanner Probst, T-Flow because of the long hair out of the back of his helmet, as the Rockford Rivets are rocking their ash gray from head to toe unis. Well, maybe not all the way to toe because the stirrups take over from the knees down. Going up against these Madison Mallards with the green tops, white bottoms. A 2-2 to Finsky. Misses the zone. Now it's full count. And Joe, this first batter of the inning is so important, not only for the actual result as a runner will get on base, but also for the confidence of Tanner Probst.
Yeah, there's not a lot of let up in this Mallards lineup as he walks the leadoff man there and Vinsky gets on. But right now, Probst got to keep a level head here, work on the next guy. As of right now, these 2 runs mean nothing. We got the what would be the 3rd run at the plate right now, and Drew over. But right now, just regroup here, get the next guy.
Right now, tying run is represented by the man on deck, Justice Bigby, out of Western Carolina. But first, Drew Ober makes his way to the plate. Runner on first is Vinsky. Haven't seen a lot in terms of his wheels this season, as that one is swung on. Double play opportunity. Lily Fields, the throw for 1. The throw for 2 is late. And so it will be a fielder's choice, but 1 out made here on 1 pitch to Drew Ober, who is now 0 for 4 on the day, as the man I just said was the tying run, now not representing the tying run anymore, representing the 3rd run, still tying run now on deck again in Trevor Boone, as Ober is on first.
Yeah, the Mallards seeing kind of the same thing all day between 3 lefties and Habman, Schneiderman, and Probst, as he delivers that one in there for ball 1. Also kind of the same release point. All 3 lefties, all 3 kind of throwing that ball sidearm. Probst being smaller out of the first 2, kind of whips it in there almost like a slingshot, but he's got some velocity on it as well.
Yeah, the word I want to use, as the count is 1-0 with 1 out now. That one inside, good snag by Logan Michaels to keep Ober at bay. Over on first. Count 2-0, 1 out, runner on first. The word that comes to mind, the verb to describe how he throws it, and I want to say he hurls it. That's just what it feels like. He hurls really the ball home. And I don't know why I want to say that, but that's just how it is. That one swung on, lifted to left field. Ryan Cole camps under it, out number 2. 1 out away now. The last chance will be Trevor Boone, the Oklahoma State Cowboy right fielder, at the plate. The Rivets had the same opportunity, down a couple runs in the bottom of the 9th this morning, early this afternoon on a game that started this morning, and were not able to punch home any runs after they were able to load the bases but came up short. Now Trevor Boone makes his way up. First pitch there goes outside. Count goes 1-0. And it is Trevor Boone. When the Rivets were down to their last out, Brian Smith decided to pinch hit and put in Reback. Right now, Donnie Scott deciding to go with the man that it has been, as that one misses high, counts 2-0. 2 outs, runner on first is Ober. Crowd trying to cheer this Mallards team to a comeback victory, the 2-0. Swung on, popped up. High fly ball to shallow left field. Ryan Cole waves off Tim Lilly and makes the catch. Win number 99 for Brian Smith in his career. And it is a close one against one of the best teams in the South Division of the Northwoods League. And not only that, but Brian Smith's former team that he played for when he played in the Northwoods League oh so long ago, now 1 win away from career win 100 in the Northwoods League. That's a cool thing to state, but also just the fact that the Rivets are just staying alive in the playoff hunt. They will not give up on this season. And what an outstanding job by the Rivets to have a bullpen pitcher start and go 5 innings, another bullpen staple all year come in and go 3 innings, and then Tanner Probst to come on and other than a walk looked pretty impeccable coming out and getting the save.
Yeah, how about that? We talked to Brian Smith earlier in the week, and he was saying how game 2 of this doubleheader would be a bullpen game. But Havman coming in.
You would not know it looking at the pitches that came out.
Pitching a great game, and I mean, I guess there's a reason he's going to be in that Dream Showcase. But 3 similar arms coming in and 3 similar results, and we got some offense going today as well, as opposed to the first game when 4 runs was enough for Rockford, and the pitching did very well tonight, I'm sure. Former pitcher Brian Smith will be very happy with that result.
Schneiderman will pick up the win after he was in line for a loss after his first inning of work, but his run support came, and it worked out pretty perfectly for the Rockford Rivets. The final score today, 4-1 in advantage of the Rockford Rivets. Schneiderman, I mentioned, picked up the win. Baker picked up the loss, and Probst with the save. And it was a battle back and forth, and this series, I mean, a rivalry that is, you know, slowly building up more and more, and the bouts, the heavyweight bouts that these two teams played this year. 5-3, the Mallards win the season series, but I'll tell you what, between these two teams, it has been a fun couple games, and, you know, I've been lucky enough to be joined by Joe Byers in the booth. And Joe, final thoughts on this game, not only this game, but on the series between the Mallards and the Rivets, and then, you know, looking forward to the rest of the Mallards season, I guess, as well.
I think that the Rivets show how much potential they have whenever they play the Mallards. It seems like the Mallards, who are arguably the best team in the entire Northwoods League, the Rivets play their best ball against them, and I've seen some pretty good games between these two teams, and it's always fun to come up here in Madison and announce a game with you.
All right. That'll do it for us. For all of us here at the Rockford Rivets organization, and as well to the Madison Mallards organization that has been so kind to us when we've been able to be the visiting broadcasters here, maybe a chance that the Rockford Rivets can visit here in the first round of the playoffs if they're able to skin their way in. But if not, our final trip to Warner Park this season has been absolutely amazing. The food's really good.
Food's great.
The hospitality is great. It's always a fun trip and a great atmosphere out here. My name is Scott Gladstone. For Joe Byers and all of us here at the Rockford Rivets, thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good night. Get riveted. And
screws are hot.
I'll tell you what, screws are hot. We'll see you tomorrow night at 6:35 as the Rivets take on the Green Bay Bullfrogs at Rivets Stadium.